Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of almost all ages, with parental consent, the Sick Twisted Minds at Sacrificial Pawn Productions brings you a new style horror film, like nothing you have seen before. There are no cops, no investigations. There is no backstory, no follow-up of the victims who were brutally tortured and murdered. Our story isn't about them. Normal Terror is about a single dad struggling to make ends meet. His son is his first priority. He goes to work, pays his bills, and is generally a great dad. The twist comes after he puts his son to bed. This is where he releases his stress. Some people do yoga, some hit the gym, some go for runs, some people paint on a canvas. An anonymous source once wrote on an abandoned asylum wall, "I never understood people until I took one apart just to see how it worked." If you are rear-ended in traffic, most people's thought runs to anger and their primal instincts of hurting the other party. Sam Neill does not have the ability to stop that primal instinct. Let us take you into the mind of a killer. Normal Terror is a concept from the mind of Sam Mason, who wrote, directed, produced, and is starring in this new age feature film.
Let's get slicing and dicing with Sir Sturdy horror fans. On this podcast, you will hear me and a guest do some movie reviews, random funny horror chats, and whatever else comes to mind. So tune in, kick back, relax, and always remember, I'll see you in your nightmares.
Well, just Jason's mask.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Horror with Sir Sturdy. Me and Matt are recording tonight, the night before the con. Of course, this podcast probably won't be out till sometime after the con, but we felt like recording. So, Matt, what's up? How's it going, man?
Good. How's it going? I'm getting all excited for the convention.
Yes. Excited as shit for the fucking convention, man. Like, I can't. It's like it's like a kid on Christmas. I've said this before, like a kid in a candy store when this thing is, it's like right next door. It's right tomorrow, and I can't wait. Like, I'm just excited for this. Like we were just talking about, I was like, I'll be excited. I'll be happy as hell. And you can quote me on this, people, because it's being recorded. If I only get one new follower, I'll be happy. I'll be appreciative of that. Of course, I would like many, many, many more. But if I get one new follower over this weekend, I'll be happy. That's the least I can ask for.
There you go.
But man, one more day, man. We've been talking about this for ever since we actually really personally met. What was, like, back in April when we started recording together and all that stuff. Well, we met at the Empire State Con. We've been just talking about, we can't wait for this con to come up, and now it's here, man. It's tomorrow.
It's come up.
Finally.
I know. I'm excited because we have a whole new guest here. I think there's only one repeat, and then the rest are all new people.
Who's the repeat?
Which is actually exciting. Who's the repeat? Jason Lively?
Okay. That's still, hey. Yeah. That's still cool. I mean, I love the repeats. It's awesome when they bring a bunch of new ones, but I do love the repeats either way.
Oh, yeah.
I love this freaking con, man. And, shit, I can't wait. I'm just thinking, like, I'm at the point now where my mind's racing because it's like, I told you before, I'm on that podcast panel, and that right there will help me get some stuff moving. I'm gonna try to do some cross promotions and all that, or you know what I mean? Cross promotions, cross whatever. Work with some other podcasts, get some other people on this one, get on other people's podcasts. Shit, hopefully get some people on yours and vice versa.
Damn straight. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah. And shout out to the guys from the Nightmare Shop. My guys Greg and John, they kept to their word. They sent me two movies. They sent me Kong Skull Island and The Crazies on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, again, this is for you, Matt, and everybody else that's going to be listening to this episode when it comes out. Check out their shop, the Nightmare Shop. Like them on Facebook, the Nightmare Shop on Facebook. And I wish I had one of their cards in front of me. I'd read you off the website. But I will have some of their cards at the con tomorrow, so feel free to grab some. Well, everybody that's listening to this podcast, if you are at the con, I hope you grab the card because you're not listening to this con. You're not hearing this podcast live. But Matt, yeah, you card. So what's up, man? How's your week off been? How much horror did you get to watch this week?
A lot.
That's
I
good.
watched. I actually watched today. I watched the new Halloween film.
Nice.
I went to the theater to go see that,
Please-
and I had a good time with it. It's definitely different. I was kind of going in with an open mind, going okay, because the whole gist of it, part 2 on, don't exist. It's the first one, and it's 40 years later after the first movie. That's how it goes.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. It played well. I thought they did a great job with it. There's actually a little nod to Season of the Witch on there.
Nice. So it was.
I was like, oh.
It was okay. I didn't get to see it yet. We're actually gonna go see it Monday. My wife and I are gonna go see it Monday.
I'm not gonna say anymore.
And my question to you, I got 2 questions for you.
All right.
Did you really enjoy the movie?
Yes, I did.
And is it something that you would go see again in theaters?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely buying it when it comes out too.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Because there's sometimes you watch a movie like, yeah, it was good, but I wouldn't go see it again. Like I wouldn't pay to go see it again. And then it's like I'll just wait for it to come out type of deal. But yeah, we're gonna go see it Monday.
Nice.
And I can't fucking wait, man. Like I was hoping that I'd be able to see it before the con, just so I can just talk about it a little bit with people. But hey, it's all right. It's all right. It happens. It's cool.
Yeah, I won't spoil anything. It's just I thought the way how they played off was good. They changed a couple things, but that's understandable.
Mhm.
And they mentioned a couple other people's names. I'm going, oh, okay, all right, I see how this is going. And it has a good high body count, so that's good.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good because Michael doesn't really have a high body count when it comes to his movies.
This one's up there. This is in the double digits.
That's even fucking better. Oh, that's beautiful. I cannot wait. Starting to be like Mr. Voorhees, I see.
I know, getting there.
Man, speaking of Mr. Voorhees, what do you think about LeBron James being tied with the Friday the 13th thing?
Oh God, really?
Yeah, I mean, like me personally, I checked it out. I read about it, and I guess he's a big fan of the movies, the franchise. I don't think he's gonna be like directing it. I think he's just gonna be part of backing it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have a problem with it if that's the case.
Right. If he backs it, that's fine. Or like he's an assistant producer or something. He puts some money towards it.
Yeah, because I like when fans can be. I like when a fan can help with a movie like, you know what I mean? With a fan can really help with a movie like that versus somebody that's just like a money grab. But
Yep.
I really hope that he gets some good writers around him. And from what I understand, I think I got to reread it again. I don't remember correctly, but I believe he might be working with Victor Miller,
Okay.
who we all know did the original Friday the 13th, had the whole Pamela Voorhees idea. But I'm not sure also because, they put the appeal on that whole case again. So I guess we got to wait and see.
Well, he's got the money, so hopefully he can put something towards it.
Yeah.
As long as he's not starring in it, as long as he's
my
not,
goodness,
he's
please.
fighting Jason or something like that. I'm like, we don't need that.
Or playing basketball with Jason dunking on him. Yeah, we don't need that at
Yeah,
all.
it's sort of basketball full of chainsaws on it. Like, here you go. Dude.
That would be stupid. Now, if you want to do a spoof movie, like, how the Wayans brothers did the horror spoofs, I'm perfectly fine with that. But don't fuck up my Friday the 13th.
That's right.
If you want to call it, like, Friday the 13th on a Saturday, I'm cool with that. I know that title makes no damn sense, but so what?
But yeah, like say, if he's backing it, that's fine. I don't care about that. I just want to see Jason do what he's doing. And
Yes.
supposedly, Robert Englund might get back onto the Freddy suit again to do another movie.
I read that because I seen he was on. I didn't watch the show. I never watched the show, but I might actually check it out. That
Yeah,
show,
the Goldbergs.
Yeah, Meet the Goldbergs. And yeah, I read that he said he would do one more movie if they wanted to do a reboot. But he was like, I would only do one. So if they wanted to do 8 movies, they'd have to cast a new actor. And I'm kind of on the fence about it. I think if they were to do a reboot with Robert Englund and he's not in all the movies, I don't know if I'd want that or not. But unless maybe, oh shit.
Nah, just do one. You don't have to do a reboot of all the films.
Okay, yeah, if you do just one.
Just one.
But if you do like a reboot of the whole series, you know what I mean? Then if he's in it, oh shit, I don't even know how it would work because if you get
do what they did with the Friday remake. They combined 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Here you can combine, say, 1, skip 2, maybe combine 1, 3, and 4, maybe, or just put 1 and 3. It starts off with 1. Now she's in the asylum with everybody else, and now you got the asylum thing going on. So now you have Dream Warriors in effect.
Okay.
Maybe you could do 1 and 3 together combined.
There you go.
I don't know.
That could work. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, if they were to do a whole reboot, I would say just do a reboot without him. Unless there's a way, maybe shit. Maybe okay. Maybe if he's in one and it's like an older Freddy, maybe I don't know. Because does Freddy age? He's in a dream.
No, he pretty much stays the same because he's already dead.
That's
so
true.
Therefore, he doesn't really change at all. He's pretty much the same look. He's a kind of like a dream demon or something, wherever he is.
Does Robert Englund have any kids that look just like him?
I don't know. I don't know if he has any kids.
See, that's.
I know he's married, but I don't know if he has any kids or not.
I'm only asking that because that I could see it working if he had, you know what I mean? If he had like a child, a young, yeah, well, obviously the child would be younger than him. I don't know why I was about to say a younger child, but if he had a child that was like a splitting image of him. Splitting image.
I would love to see, if they ever do this, put Robert Englund as Freddy and have him kill the guy that played Freddy Krueger in the remake.
Oh, that.
And be like, I'm the real deal, bitch. Boosh!
Would be.
I would fucking lose it.
Fucking epic. That would be so fucking awesome. You know what would even top that off is if they somehow, they didn't do like a Freddy vs. Freddy, but say like, they had like a dream sequence, or here we go. He was watching, say like somebody was watching the movie, the remake of the movie, somehow or something. I don't know, and you know they'd say, "Oh, it's just a movie," and maybe Freddy pulls the other Freddy out the movie and kills him. just something, but either way, I'd be fine. I'd be happy with that. I'd be fine with that. It would work for me. And I know some people that are going to be hearing this podcast are going to say I don't like that idea, but it would work for me. And Matt, I got to tell you something. I believe I texted you about this, but I watched Tales from the Hood Part 2.
Okay.
And I did a podcast on it with my brother.
All right.
And let's just say we gave it some pretty fucking negative reviews.
Really?
Yes. It got the lowest rating on the podcast that we've ever had on this podcast.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Like, we gave it, actually, I jumped on board with him because I agreed. We gave it he started off with it a negative 13. And the reason why, the reason why it was a negative 13 is because it was 13 years since the last one came out.
Okay.
And like, I know that we didn't hear about the remake, or not the remake, the sequel until like, you know, last year, 2017. But it was like one of those movies, like when I heard about it being, there a sequel to, when I heard that there was going to be a sequel to it, I was excited as shit. I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome. Hopefully they keep, not necessarily do the same exact thing as the last one. Like, I like how they did the anthology. I like how they did the story. But, like, you know, not necessarily in the funeral home, but just kind of something. And it was just, it seemed like it was, like, over. I understand it's a B-rated movie. You're not supposed to take it serious. But this just seemed like it was just overacting, and then just, it was just too much. It was too over the top. I think its saving grace, so to speak, I guess, was the second story was the best story, but it was still kind of with the psychic guy or whatever he was, the fake psychic.
Okay.
That was my favorite. That was both of our favorite stories, actually. And then just, what else was it? Like with the first story.
My wife died laughing during the first story when that giant doll thing came to life.
Oh my gosh.
She lost it. It was hysterical. So she's laughing. I'm laughing. We're just having so much fun laughing at this episode.
It was like I laughed at a lot of it, but it just wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like a good connection with me. Like it just wasn't. I don't know. I just didn't. Listen to this. We actually put out a challenge, right?
Okay.
This goes to anybody, and I think I included you in this. Anybody who really, really liked and enjoyed this movie, not somebody who said it was okay. I forgot what I said because I remember you said it was okay. I forgot exactly, but not for anybody who said it was okay, but anybody who said that the movie was like really good or great or like they fucking loved it. I was like, listen, send me an email. You're welcome on the podcast to debate that with us because it'll be a fun debate. Nothing, obviously nothing hateful, nothing like that. You know how it is with this. Just a nice little debate about it. And that's an open challenge to anybody. I'm going to say it again. But it was just, I don't know. It's one of those movies I wouldn't rewatch. Like, I put it this way. I watched it 1.5 times, right? And the half time that I watched it was only just, like, I watched it, the day I watched it at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it was last Sunday. Watched it at like 5 o'clock in the morning because my freaking dog woke me up whining because he had to pee. So I let him out, and I couldn't fall back asleep. So I was like, fuck it, let me put this on. And I fell asleep. I started dozing off a little bit on and off towards the last story, but I still kind of finished it. And then I was like, you know what? Later in that day, I did another podcast with my cousin. And after my cousin left and stuff, later that day, I was like, you know what? Let me put this movie on just to kind of get a refresher on it. Because I thought I would have forgot everything. Because I felt like right after that movie was over, I was asleep. I was knocked out for like 3 or 4 hours. So I was like, you know what? Let me get over a little refresher. And then my brother texted me. Or I was getting ready to eat. My brother texted me. And he was like, yo, you ready to record? I was like, yeah, let me just eat this macaroni and cheese with bacon real quick. And then, yeah. But that's besides the point. I just love macaroni and cheese and bacon. Bacon, that's why that's in the story. But, yeah, so we recorded. And I was like, I would never watch this movie again unless, maybe for the debate reason. And, like, another thing is, like, when my brother was telling me about the movie, before I even watched it, like, he was saying I was like, yo, how was it? He was like, I'm so upset. I'm so disappointed. I didn't like it at all. And he's the type, right? He took notes for this movie, and I was like, yo, I've known you for over 20 years. He's not my blood brother, but, we've known each other for years. Mm-hmm. I was like, I've known you for over 20 years. We went to school together and everything. I've never seen your ass take notes, ever. And you're taking notes. I was like, this movie really bothered you? I was like, this movie really touched you, huh? And he was like, yeah. But, like, I don't know, man. It was just one of those things, like, I was expecting so much more out of it, and like I was excited, because the same director was coming back and all that stuff, and it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't hit home. It was like a strikeout for me. But hey, again, everybody has their own preferences and stuff like that. So I'm not mad at anybody that likes this movie or loves this movie or whatever. I'm just saying it's not me. It's not for me. Mm-hmm. So now, Matt, my question to you is, did you enjoy that movie enough to have like a little debate about it with us, or?
I could, yeah, sure.
Really? Okay, we got to make that happen.
All right.
I
didn't love the movie, but I thought it was fun to watch. I had a good time. There was some funny moments to it. There was a couple weak stories, but other than that, it was different for what it was. But I can see some of the aspects that they were pointing at.
Yeah.
The way the world's going to nowadays.
Yeah, and that was the the robot thing, and then like how the one guy was supposed to be kind of like I don't even want to say his name, but DT, our celebrity in chief.
Yep.
Like when I get what they were aiming at, but at the same time, sometimes when I watch horror and shit, I try to just get away from reality. You know what I mean? And that was just like bringing it. I'm like, come on, let's just get away from.
But that's what they also did in the first movie. The first one. Back in the 90s.
Yeah, they did.
They took all the stories based what was going on around that time with all the racism, the gang wars, all the other stories that were involved were happening around that time.
True. I don't know. It just
I think the budget was a lot different. I think if they had a better budget for part 2,
it might.
I think it would have been way better.
I
think the budget was a little lower. This is what we got.
Like I was saying to him, I was like, you know what could have made this movie a little bit better? I was like, with the Patriot robot. Remember how the guy was telling stories, and like pretty much the robots, they would stop people, arrest them, or kill them. I was like, what if the guy was telling all these stories, and like remember, you know how like he was saying, the guys we were saying there's a lot of blacks, locked up in prisons and all that. But I was like, what if the guy was telling the stories to make it so the robot turned against the whites? That would have made it a little bit more interesting. You know what I mean? And then like say if part of the movie where you seen the robots actually come to life and just do shit, like if somebody did a certain crime, they'd either arrest them or kill them. There was no in between. But you know, it's one of those things. But it'll be a fun debate, though, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad. I'm actually happy you stepped up for the challenge. Like I was like,
I'll step up.
I was thinking like, I was thinking like, if anybody did, it would be somebody that really liked this movie a lot, like really championed this movie. You know what I mean? That's what I was kind of hoping for. But either way, I'm down. It's gonna be a fun time.
Hey, someone else wants to step up too, and they really loved it. Go right ahead.
Hey, like I said, it's an open challenge. So far, we got one, and I'm cool with it. See if we can get some more. If not, hey. At the end of the day, it'll be 3 horror fans talking about a movie, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
That's how it goes. That's what we do. We're gonna talk. There's some people are gonna love certain horror, and some people are not gonna like it at all. It's not like I'm gonna be like, hey, you should like it because of this. No.
Yeah.
I'll just prove what I like, and there's gonna be no winner. There's gonna be no loser.
Nah, just a fun ass debate, talking
That's
a bunch
right.
of shit, guys talking shit. And speaking of which, I'm gonna say this on the podcast too. Again, this episode I'm not sure when it'll be out exactly. I got a few episodes ahead of it, but I'm trying to get them out. But anyway, I want to do I want to try doing like for my end of the year episode. I have an idea, and again, I don't care that I'm sharing this with the public because I usually do it with my stuff. But I want to I was talking to a couple friends. I don't remember if I texted you this or not, but I want to have everybody, well, as many people as I can get on for one episode. Maybe it'll be a 2-parter thing if I can't get everybody on one episode. But anyway, have it so like, give me a second to think. Let me gather my thoughts. Okay, got it. Everybody names like 1 to 2 movies, the best movie of the year they've seen. It doesn't have to be a brand new movie that came out this year. It just has to be a new movie to you that you've seen this year. That was like your favorite movie of the year, and then your least favorite of the year. Again, it doesn't have to be a brand new movie. You could say you just seen Jaws for the first time this year. You're like, yo, that movie was fucking amazing. That movie was fucking garbage. I'm cool with that. Like, I know everybody doesn't go out and get to see every single new horror movie every year. You know what I mean? So, 2 movies that you've seen this year, 1 your favorite, 1 your least favorite, 1 to 2 movies each. I'll probably do, it depends on how many people I get on the episode. Like, if I get me, you, let's say Henry, that's 3. Greg and John, it's 4 or 5. And if I get like 1 or 2 other people, I'll probably just do, 1 of each. But I think that'd be kind of fun to do. And just maybe for people that have been on the podcast multiple times, like your favorite moment on the podcast, either episode that you've heard or episode you were on and involved in, just something funny. Stuff like that.
Sounds cool.
I want to see a horror movie with all midgets. Sorry.
There's a vampire movie like that.
Sorry.
I think it's called Ankle Biters. I'm serious. That's the name of the movie.
Are you serious? I gotta watch that.
I gotta watch. I've heard. I remember reading on the back of a. I think it was a VHS back then or a DVD. I gotta look it up, but I think it's about midget vampires.
Oh my god, that's so amazing. That's freaking amazing. Midget vampires. Let me Google this real quick. Pire. Midget vampire horror movie. Let's see what the your Ankle Biters is a real movie. Came out in 2002. It looks like it's a fucking. Oh man, it's probably shitty as hell. I got
small town is overrun by ankle-biting, blood-sucking dwarf vampires.
Yes, Matt. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I don't know how to remember this shit, but I can't remember what I did like 2 days ago. But if someone asked me about like a weird ass title, it comes to me. I'm going, oh, that's such and such.
I'm getting ready to post this in my horror with Sir Sturdy group right now. Ankle Biters, a must-see film. I bet you it's bad. It probably is, and that's gonna be one of those movies that's so bad it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh my god, the tagline is "Don't look down." Oh, I think I gotta buy this film.
Oh man.
I can find it cheap.
Oh man. Look at that, ankle biters! You just got somebody to buy your movie. You're welcome. If you can find it. Another thing I want to do is like and I'm probably mentioned this on the podcast before. I want to do holiday episodes. I know me and you have discussed this.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're busy next weekend, right?
Yes.
And then the weekend after, you're back at work.
Yep.
Okay. Because well, even so, if I don't get to do one with you for because I want to do Thanksgiving 1 and 3, and I want to do it as like a 2-parter. Even if it's on the same episode, the way I do it when I record with my cousins, they'll come over, we'll watch the movie, then we'll record the episode like right after we watch it. Excuse me. So I'll probably do have Thanksgiving 1 and 3.
That sounds cool.
But I want to also do for Christmas, like I want to do do that for Thanksgiving, then drop the episode on Thanksgiving, and then I want to do Tree Venge.
Okay.
But Tree Venge is only like 15 minutes, so I want more. And I know you're a guy who can find some ridiculous, crazy, nonsense horror shit. That's why I'm telling you this on the podcast now. Like some silly, crazy Christmas horror movie. You know what I mean? You've seen Tree Venge, right?
Yep.
So something similar to that, or something similar to Thanksgiving. It's like stuff like that. I want to do that for the holiday.
I gotta look up. I think there's a double feature called Trees and Trees 2. Now, Trees is a spoof.
Oh, hang on, I lost.
On Jaws.
Say that
it's
one more
about
time.
Great White Pine on Arbor Day.
No, say it. I lost.
Called
you.
Trees.
Trees. Okay.
Yep, Trees. It's a spoof of Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
It takes place on Arbor Day. The whole thing about Jaws and everything. You're gonna need a bigger truck, chainsaw, shit like that.
Yes.
Well, there's a sequel called Trees 2: The Root of All Evil.
Ooh.
And I think it's about killer Christmas trees.
Yes.
What it is I guess the government was working on these killer trees, and they turn them into Christmas trees, and I think they get loose in the town. I gotta watch it to see if that is it, but I think it's called Trees 2: The Root of All Evil, Killer Christmas Trees.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Oh man, that is fucking perfect. And you know what?
I can do Jack Frost, which is the killer snowman movie.
Yes. I haven't seen that yet, believe it or not. So we can also do that.
It's so bad, but it's so funny. The second one's worse.
You know what we could do? I'm thinking about it now. The Trees movie, we could do the Jack Frost thing, right? And I'll drop those on Christmas Eve because I'm trying to start dropping these on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Christmas Day we could do the Trees one.
All right.
And as far as the title for the Trees one, I'm thinking it has to have trees in the title. Like Who Wants Some Trees or something like that. We got trees. So when people listen to the episode, they're gonna be thinking like, "Oh, this is about." I'm like, no, it's about Christmas trees killing people.
This podcast has more bark than bite.
Ooh. Oh man, that's gonna be a fun. Like those episodes, I can already tell the holiday episodes are gonna be hilarious. So
I actually did on my YouTube channel. I did a top 10 killer tree plant movie list.
Oh, I gotta watch
of 10 real movies that involve either a killer plant or a killer tree.
Nice. You're giving me so many freaking ideas, man. We gotta I don't care that I'm announcing them on the podcast. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any, and I mean any ideas, I'm open to all of them. As far as some silly, crazy, wild, weird horror movies that you've seen that you'd like to either review on this podcast with us, and this is me and Matt, me and Jared, me and Henry, me and whoever, or that you would like to hear us review, send me an email at horrorwithsir30@gmail.com with that movie title, please. Because I don't want to just do big name movies. I don't want to do all these, movies that everybody knows. I want to do some ridiculous shit, as you guys can hear from these conversations that we always have on this podcast. Because those movies are more fun to do, in my opinion. What do you think, Matt?
Oh yeah, the sillier the film, the more fun it is to talk about.
Like, fucking, what movie did we do? Oh, shit. What's the movie we did with the bums? Oh my god, I like that.
Oh,
movie
what,
too.
Street Trash?
Yes. That was a fun episode. Every episode I did was fun, but just those ridiculous movies are just because you don't know what to expect from them, for one. And it's like, it's not one of those movies where, like, say if you're a casual horror fan, there's no offense to that. Say you're just someone which there's nothing wrong with this. Say you just know about the big movies because we're all there, or you just like the bigger movies, or you like the more serious type of horror. It's those movies that those guys won't watch or don't want to watch. Or I promise I wouldn't mention this anymore, but I'll say this one last time. The dude, the dickhead in the red hoodie, a movie that he wouldn't watch, that he would just say it's too stupid and blah blah blah. Butt in the conversation, yeah, him. Fuck you. But movies he wouldn't like to watch. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of shit I want to do on here. Besides the big name movies, besides all the other movies that I'm gonna be doing that we have done.
Well, let's just say I got some humdingers of some titles of movies that are really obscure and weird.
Humdingers. You know what, Matt? I think that's what I'm gonna call this episode. Humdingers. The Humdingers chat with Matt. I gotta remember that when I save this. Oh man, like there's just so many I want to do. Like I want to do some shark movies, but not like Jaws. I already did Jaws, but I don't want to do the big name shark movies. I want to do the shitty shark movies. I know we've mentioned that. I want to do any type of animal movies and just, man, anything. We have to do ankle biters. So once we find that, we got to do ankle biters. Because that'll be a fun podcast. I might have to, matter of fact, I'm going to have to get my brother Henry in on this if at all possible, because he's he likes midgets.
He'll probably laugh his ass off on it.
Yeah, he definitely will. Ankle fucking biters. That's so hilarious. I was just like, wow. Man, we gotta. I know me and you started a list a few months back, but I think we gotta just do a different list with some shitty shit.
There you go. Shitty shit.
Shitty shit, yes. The shittier, the shittier. And if we don't do this worst, which, you know what? I still might do that, the worst of the year, best of the year movie. But I might try to drop 2 episodes that day. So if we can record before then, maybe we'll do, a shitty movie to end the year. Or a shitty movie to start the year. Because I want to drop one on January 1st, which would be my year on the podcast, which would be beautiful.
Nice.
So, yeah. So, okay, Matt. I got one for you. If you could make up a ridiculous horror movie, what would it be? Like, as far as let's say there is a killer, whether that be a tree or whatever. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Let me just pause this real quick. I got a phone call.
Okay.
All right, we're back. So yeah, again, sorry about that. So yeah, if you were gonna make a shitty horror movie, excuse me, ridiculous horror comedy movie, let's say even, what would it be about, and what would be the killer?
I was actually thinking about this not that long ago, because I'm sitting here and just thinking, what would be silly to watch, and I could actually make a film of, and it would actually be a killer couch movie.
Killer couch.
Where the couch would actually eat people.
Nice.
And I was thinking it could be either an asteroid coming to Earth. It's got germs and shit on it. Gets to the atmosphere, crashes into a Goodwill or something, and lands near the couch, and the parasites adhere to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a scientist spills chemicals on the couch and whatnot. Well, the slackers actually buy the couch and whatnot. They're having their apartment. And of course, certain people are sitting on it, and of course, the couch devours them. And they're like, "Well, what happened to so and so? I don't know. Maybe he took off somewhere."
Okay.
Or such and such. So it leads up to all these people getting killed and eaten by a killer couch.
I like that. I actually like that a lot. It's so simple, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
I got to think of something
now. If I would have anything quick.
I gotta think. Give me a second. Plug in this Ethernet cord. There we go. You said a killer couch. Now, just to add on to that killer couch movie, let's say, just because I'm just thinking of this, and then I'll try to think of my own idea. But you're saying they're like slackers or whatever, just people just chilling on the couch watching football or playing video games all day.
Well, actually, they're going to be college students.
Oh.
And so they will be in and out of the apartment.
Okay.
So this is how other people would get killed. You would have someone, of course, breaking into the apartment, and of course he sits on the couch, and he gets the burglar gets devoured. You'll have a crazy neighbor that comes by, and he this is how crazy he is. He wants to go in people's homes and masturbates in their home because he gets off on it. Nice. So of course he sits on the couch to whip out his junk, get porn ready, and all of a sudden he gets devoured.
Firing off some knuckle children.
Yeah. You got your landlord's wife or something. They're mean, so they're coming in. And the final area would be a party. Like they have a party at their apartment. And this creature actually shows its full form. It's actually a couch with tentacles and teeth and grabbing people and devouring them while they're at this party.
Oh, man, I love that idea.
You like that idea?
It's so fucking ridiculous, and it would be such a bad movie that it would probably be hilarious just to sit down and watch and just sit on a couch and watch this movie.
I was coming to me and going, so how would this couch get infected? All right, so how am I going to have a body count? Because with me, I love watching horror films that have a body count.
Yes.
Thinking, well, would it be outside? Someone sits down on it and just gets eaten. Is it a walking couch? But I figured, you know what? Let's have some college kids. So they're in and out of this apartment all the time, going to class.
Mm-hmm.
They have their one slacker friend who likes to stay home and get stoned. Well, he lays down on the couch to fall asleep. He gets devoured. And when they come back, they figured, oh, he's out getting munchies, or he's out somewhere. Maybe he's out getting beer. So he has a reason to be out of the apartment.
Nice.
And then, of course, other things happen. Like, no one's going to believe him that a couch ate somebody.
Yeah.
But they don't know it's the couch until the very end when this thing mutates during the party, where the tentacles start coming out. I don't think it's going to have eyes, but I think it's going to mostly have tentacles and teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to wrap people, pull them into the couch, and devour them that way.
Nice. And then on the title movies, excuse me, what would the title be?
See, I don't know. That's the part that was getting to me. I want to try this. Like, if I was trying to sell it, would I just call it Couch? Or would I call it The Couch? Or would I call it, I don't know, something like called Lazy Boy? Or
nice.
Sofa Doom? I don't know. Or
Doom. Killer
The
Couch.
Sofa. Just something that what would make you want to watch a movie about a killer couch?
Any of that. Killer Couch.
Attack of the Killer Couch. Like, there's other films like that out there, like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Attack of the Killer Donuts, Attack of the Killer Backpacks. Those type films have.
I gotta watch those. Especially the Donuts one. But I was thinking Killer Couch.
Yeah, Killer Couch.
Do you dare take a seat? And then, shit, I gotta think of something for me. Damn, that was a good one though. I mean, like it was just so ridiculous, but it would work. Like for somebody, for us.
I think I'm actually gonna write it up. I'm gonna talk to some people and see what I can do. Maybe I can turn it into like a short story.
Oh man, that would be
Or
awesome.
I know a couple of people at the con that are low budget directors and whatnot.
Yeah, I think
and get some ideas.
I think you should do this.
I think it'll be fun. I would love to do it.
I would love to be a part of that any way I can.
If it happens, I'll let you know.
If you need somebody to be in the movie to sit on the couch, can I at least die like fourth in the movie? I don't want to be the black guy that dies first.
No, you won't be dying first.
Damn.
I was actually going to have a little girl die first.
Huh.
This is the way bit. Well, actually, no. It depends how I'm going to do it. It would either be the scientist spilling weird shit on their couch, or it was going to be during a storm, and maybe someone threw out the couch, homeless person grabs it, puts it underneath the bridge, but then I was like, nah, let's have it at Goodwill, and during a riot or during a burglar, if someone comes in to rob it, a meteor crashes through the window that's already been crashed.
Mm-hmm.
The shit lands on the couch, and of course, the burglars didn't steal the couch. They steal some money, and they get caught. Well, during the next day, they're repairing, and that's what brings the college kids, in to buy the couch.
Nice.
Meanwhile, this little girl's near, being all annoying, and mom's not paying attention. It shows the little kid, sitting on the couch, jumping up and down, being fucking annoying. The guys are like, "Oh, what's that girl? Shut the fuck up." Then all of a sudden it's silence, and then they turn around. Of course, the little kid's missing. They find like her toy laying on the side, and of course, mom's freaking out, going, "Well, where's the kid?" and everything. It's Goodwill. They probably don't have cameras or like Salvo or something.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they're like, "Well, we'll buy the couch." Meantime, the cop comes up to show up to look for the little girl. This what gets the cops involved to maybe finding out some of these mystery murders, because maybe it's linked to the little girl getting missing.
Nice. See, I gotta think of something ridiculous just to. You got the killer couch. I'm trying to think. What's something that people love to do? Barbecue? Killer barbecue?
Barbecue. Watch sports, I guess. Go to the movie theaters. Another idea was actually when I was watching Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
This came to my mind. I would have called this movie probably. It wasn't gonna be called The Final Girls because that's already been done for a title. But I was gonna think maybe it's like a kind of like a group where it'll be like 5 or 6 girls. They're all the final girl from all these different slasher movies.
Okay.
But they're all real films. Not real films, but they're real in their life.
Yeah.
They're all the survivors. And they're at a support group. They're like, well, the killer had me. He was wearing a hockey mask. Well, this one was wearing a gas mask. So they're all these final girls together. So then maybe someone is killing off these final girls in a fashion like they were supposed to die by this killer with a buzzsaw and a bat. So one gets killed by the buzzsaw and a bat. They're going, oh shit, that's so-and-so because that was in her so-called movie.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's kind of like a copycat slasher. I'm like, man, that'd be kind of cool if they had like, all right, maybe it was like kind of like The Burning. You have, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Jeez, I'm trying to think of some other movies there.
Halloween,
Prowler, My Bloody Valentine. You got all these different types of slashers, but they're in real life. Like these actually really happened.
Yeah.
So all these survivors are now brought into this one area to be like a support group to be like, hey, you're a survivor. You did this against your killer. You did this against your killer. So let's have someone be the actual killer now to pick off these final girls because they were supposed to get killed. Maybe it was a copycat going, you know what, fuck it, I want to get these bitches because, this and that.
Yeah, but what the copycat killer, right? Like, say he knows about the girls, he knows their backgrounds, he knows what killers they survived from. But instead of killing the girls the way that they should have gotten killed or the way that they were going to get killed, he killed the other girl like that. You know what I mean? Like, say, for example, you know how Jason uses a machete? So say the girl, just because we're using Jason and Freddy as examples, or let's say the girl, one girl he killed.
So let's say the one movie, a killer uses a buzzsaw and a bat. The buzzsaw's in the bat. So one of the girls gets killed by it, but not by the actual of her movie. She'd be like, oh my god, that's so-and-so coming to get me. That is the big dark man coming to get me, or that's such and such trying to get me, or this is Jason Vickershaw, or I don't know, something stupid.
Tyrone Jenkins.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of horror movies, and I would like to see another. You already know where I'm going with this, with that Tyrone name. I would like to see another horror movie, like a serious black horror movie. We only got one, and that's Candyman. We got one that I know of.
Of a slasher?
Yeah.
Check out, there's one called Holla. Holla.
You see? Just by the title, I can't take that serious. Oh, my goodness.
And I think there's a Holla 2.
Yeah. You see?
And I think they're slashers.
I'm not saying
they're a bunch of black people in a cabin in the woods or something. Like, why the fuck am I out here in a cabin? I should be in the such and such doing this.
You see?
Bitch, please. No one's gonna go out and kill a bunch of brothers out in the woods. Come on.
You see? Yeah, exactly. I would watch that, but I'd like to see something with more of a serious tone, like Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, maybe in an urban environment, you could say that, which would be fine. But like, not Leprechaun in the Hood. We don't need another one of those. As funny as that movie was, We don't need another.
Yeah, I would like to see a hood slasher.
Yeah, it would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Like, say if there's like a urban, like a cool urban legend of like,
kind of like how Bones was with Snoop Dogg. But you could turn him into not him, but you could turn it into an urban legend. To let's say this one was, I don't know, he was.
What if it was like, okay, I get just because it just say it's in a bad area, bad neighborhood or whatever, and they're not, but people aren't afraid of like the gangs and the violence. They're afraid of, the urban legend guy, whoever it is, and let's say he goes, but what he does is he goes after the gang members and like the drug dealers and all that, and he kills them off.
He was an accidental drive-by. His like origin was he was doing something helpful. He was working with black magic or with witchcraft or with voodoo, and he was caught in a drive-by by accident, and he gets murdered that way. And this is how he comes back several years later to go after those gang members
that killed him. And
that killed him.
Yes, but let's say it's several years later, like you're saying, and he's looking for them, but he's still in like the same area, the same neighborhood, the same shit's still going on. So he's killing them because his whole goal when he was alive was to try to clean up the whole neighborhood, clean up the area, and say like nobody messed with him, just because they respected him. You know, what I mean, people might talk shit here and there, but even the gang members, they didn't mess with him. They respected him, even though they would talk shit. You know,
oh yeah,
blah blah blah. But he got killed in an accidental drive-by, like you were saying. And like he comes back to try to get revenge on them, but so by doing that, like say these guys are older now, even if they're still involved in it, maybe not as much, maybe they changed, who knows? Let's say some of them are still involved, some of them changed, but anyway, say they're older now, and they're older, like in their 50s, 60s type of deal, so they have like 20-year-old kids and all this stuff, or maybe even they have grandkids. But you'd say the grandkids are at least like 18 and up, and they're still doing the same drug dealing thing, and their parents are doing the same drug. You know what I mean? It's just that cycle. And he really, so he starts picking them off little by little, but he's trying to get to the grandparents or whatever, to the parents, and those are the ones who can stop him, because say whatever type of magic he was doing, there was like a book or something, and one of them. They knew where the book was. Say after he died, something crazy happened to the town, and they buried the book in a certain area, and they had to find it. Like say each person, say there's 6 of them, each person knew one clue to get to the book, but they needed all 6 of them to get there. So they needed all 6 that survived to get there. But in the meantime, he's picking off all the other people in the town that's close to them or related to them, like friends or family of them that's involved in that kind of stuff.
That'd be cool.
And yeah, let's say obviously he eventually has a meetup with them, and maybe he has a meetup with them. He's beating them up and all that. They get to their final spot, and like he picks them off one by one. And say either one of he's picking them off one by one, and obviously there's always going to be people around or whatever something. He's picking them off one by one. Like the older guys are beating the hell out of them, damn near killing them, and somehow they get the book open, obviously, and they just whatever. They pretty much get what it is in that book is like would finish the magic he was trying to do to clean up the area, and they do that. And by cleaning up the area, all the big guys die. Like they die, and all the other big drug lords die in that area, and it kind of just starts over. Just a little idea.
That'd be cool.
Or some sort of urban legend, or say all that, and they say all that happens, right? But say before all that happens, they're just telling people about the guy, and like they're telling everybody has their ghost stories or their urban legends or something. It's an urban legend about this town or this hood, you want to call it, and like nobody really believes. Like people just think that here it is. They're telling this urban legend. They're telling this story. Let's say, even if the guy doesn't come after the regular people, let's say that's how the first story ended. That's how the story ended. He comes after those 6 people and he kills them. And let's say to keep the town clean, people just keep passing this story down for years and years and years. To the point, say like, let's say 100 years down the road where nobody really believes it. They still tell it, but they don't believe it. And that's when people start doing the shit again. And that's what makes him come back.
Or you could have it whereas the protagonist there kills the drug dealers or that, and he kind of goes back to the ground thinking everyone is safe, But every time something bad happens, he always gets resurrected. He never dies. He's always the protector of that area.
Nice.
Of that hood. He's always an urban legend. It's like, you better be good, or so and so is going to come after you. It's true. He's up. His area's up in the dark corner of such and such neighborhood. Blah blah blah. And of course, everyone stays good because they're afraid of like Papa Shango or something weird like that. And
you could even say like he's buried in a cemetery. Like he has where he's buried in the cemetery. His grave is the oldest grave in the cemetery.
Right,
and everybody
it's the
knows
most darkest and everything. So that's the area. So of course, let's say he kills the main drug lords, and you also have a couple punks come by. They're pissing on his grave, or they're spray painting, knocking shit over.
Yep.
He comes up from the ground, kills them. Like, all right, everything's nice and calm in my neighborhood. Come back down, and he's always protecting that neighborhood. So if trouble comes by, so and so is going to come and catch your eye.
Ooh, so and so's going to come and catch your eye. I like that.
Or whatever his name would be. Like, say, I don't know. Let's say. Because you want to have like a catchy name.
You do. And you want to have something kind of like, like Morpheus.
Right. And you kind of want to have it like in a rhyme, not like a nursery rhyme.
Yeah,
but like, let's say, upcoming rap artists want to make it into a rap.
And they use
song,
him. They use
that as their warning. Like, pay attention to this. This is not just our song, but we're actually warning you. Stay out of our area because we're protected by so and so. And if you come by to cause some trouble, guess what?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep. Boom. There we go. That's like 2 or 3 movies right there, Hollywood. Come talk to us. come write this out. Make it make sense. We got a Killer Couch movie.
And we can combine the couch and the hood horror. Yes. The couch ends up in the hood.
There you go.
Couch
there
in
you
the
go.
hood.
That would be the spoof movie. Killer Couch in the Hood. Oh man, there's the title right there.
Oh God.
Oh man. Wow. What a randomness. What randomness just flew out of our mouths just now. Where did that come from?
I've had that fucking Killer Couch in my head for, I don't know, a long time. I've been writing stuff down here and there. I had a little notebook. Every time I come up with an idea, I write it down and I start breaking it apart. And guess what? I lost the notebook. So I gotta get another new one.
You know what you should start doing? Typing it on your laptop and saving it.
I should.
There you go. You're not. If you lose your laptop, maybe you should just stop writing ideas down completely.
Oh.
Like maybe
I actually did a short story and I entered it into a contest and won, which was kind of cool.
A horror story?
We were doing our own ABCs of horror.
That's awesome.
And I was doing one. I don't know if I named E or O, but it was supposed to be around Easter.
Okay.
And it was pretty much, these witches who are. There was this troubled kid who was going around causing trouble, and pretty much he decides to raid the Easter egg hunt. Throw all the eggs away, open up the candy ones, take the candy, fuck off the area. He was just a troubled kid. Well, he finds these 3 witches, and they're, doing the spell against this egg. So he decides, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to get that egg and eat it, because it's made out of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he does. Well, supposedly that egg was an actual egg, and a demon comes out of him.
Nice.
It just rips him apart, and the witches carry it away because they needed a host.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing how they would get this host, but he came along and said, you know what? I'm already tearing this place apart. That egg is mine. So he does, and he becomes the host.
Nice.
I think I still have it somewhere on my laptop. I'll send it to you to read.
That'd be nice. I would love to read that. And hey,
it's a very, very short story.
That's fine, man, because I've mentioned this on a podcast before. I know I've told you about it before, but I mentioned it on here before. I think it would be fun for me, you, and other horror fans just to branch off some ideas with some little short horror stories. I don't care if it's just a 10-minute story, write something down or whatever, 20-minute story, and just kind of read it on the podcast one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I don't know if I can do a spooky, eerie voice, but I can try.
Hello, boys and ghouls.
There you go. There you go. But no, it'd be a fun idea. Like, I was talking to my one cousin about it, too. Actually, on we did the original Halloween movie a couple weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago, and we brought it up on that podcast. And he's a really good writer. Like he's real detailed and all that good shit. Uses
Nice.
big words. Anyway, but no, he's writing like some like he likes horror, he loves horror like I do, but he likes like fantasy stuff too. I think he's writing like a fantasy type horror thing. I forgot, but he did mention it on the podcast. So I was like, yo, if you ever want to read it on the podcast, you're more than welcome to. Even if we do it in like, I don't know how long his story's gonna be, but even if we break it up into like chapters, like I give him like 20 minutes or a half hour to read it, and then boom, put it out. But yeah, so that'll be fun. And yeah, Jen, I just like I said, anything that's horror related, I want to put on here. Whether it be us just talking random horror like now. I forgot what the hell did I say I was gonna call this episode. Started with an H, not humbug. Oh shit,
Humdinger.
Humdinger.
I don't know, I like using that word. It's like it's one of those old words that you never hear anymore.
You're
I
right.
always like using that. That's a humdinger. And you're like, what? What's that?
I'm about to text that to you right now, so I don't forget it, because you know I'm gonna forget. By the time this episode's over, yo, Matt, what? It's just like when we were doing those movies. Like, yo, Matt, what movies are we doing again?
Yep.
Humdinger. Oh, Humdinger. All right,
Humdinger.
there we go. So yeah, man. Again, fucking tomorrow is the big day, the start of the big weekend. I can't fucking wait. Now, how long
Yep.
are you gonna be there all 3 days?
Yes.
And are you guys gonna be for like the whole thing, or are you gonna be there for like a couple hours and then go home, or come later in the day?
Friday we're gonna be there the whole time, pretty much. We'll probably leave a little early.
Okay.
Saturday we are gonna be up for pretty much the whole day. Come home for a little bit, and then we're gonna go back for that dance thing afterwards. The band that's gonna play. We never make the band before because we spend the whole entire time there. We're tired, we're exhausted.
Yeah.
So like we'll just go home and we'll collapse.
What time?
But this time.
What time is that part? What time is that part? The whole band thing and stuff.
I think it's at 8.
8. Oh, so
because the con ends at 7.
Okay. Because all right. So what I might do that day, if my wife wants to go back to it to hang out a little bit, is I might pack up around 6:30 and head out so we can go back to the hotel, drop our stuff off, kind of stretch out for a little bit, then head back around like 7:30, 7:40. Because we're only like we're at this we're only a few minutes away from there, like 5 miles tops, I believe, where we're staying at. I would have stayed at the Turning Stone, but that shit's just too damn expensive. It was like I believe they wanted like 200 or 300 a night. I was like, I could stay somewhere for the weekend for that price.
Oh yeah, Sunday we always wanted to spend the night there, but it's just too damn expensive.
Yeah, it would be nice. Like it'd be perfect for me because like if we could pull it to where we could stay there for the weekend, right? At that hotel, it would be so much easier because all I have to do is get up and come downstairs, pretty much. And like say if
you see something big you want, you can go grab it, buy it,
and
bring it up to your room, come back down.
Yeah, exactly. And then just maybe I'm not gonna say definitely, but maybe one year I kind of doubt it, but maybe one year I might try to swing that.
Yeah, same with us. We've been thinking about it one time, and when we found the price, we're like, holy shit! And then we decided, let's try it. And it was all booked. The con gets booked pretty quick. It's insane how fast the weekend gets booked there.
I know.
It's like, wow.
It is, and you know what it is. You know what it is too. Like,
well, there's concerts there. People are gambling on the weekend.
I was gonna say it's a casino at the end of the day too. So there's people are gonna be there for the weekend gambling.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, we could charge these people this much money. They're gonna spend it anyway. I'm like, yeah, look, I'm going to the con. Just let me get a room for cheap. I don't care if you give me the shittiest room in the hotel.
I know, right?
But
like we live about 20 minutes, something a little bit away, so we're just gonna drive.
Yeah.
But Saturday we'll probably leave a little early just to relax for.
Yeah.
Then come home.
Yep.
Then we'll check out. I guess it's like a cover band, so I'm like, it would be kind of fun to check out, see how that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like where we're gonna be at, it's like 4 or 5 miles away. So we're not, it's not too bad at all.
Nah.
It'll be fun though. I can't wait.
Get your shit all charged up. Anything that needs charging, charge it tonight.
I got to see if my wife knows what the power packs are, but I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna have power there. So as far as like our phones and stuff, more than likely they'll be plugged in the whole time that we're there, as long as we're not walking around. Like when we're at the table, I'll have my phone plugged in with the thingamabob. What the hell do you call that? The surge plug under the table, and I know she will too. And again, people, when you listen to this podcast, the con will already be over. So I hope I met some of you people there. I hope you guys had a great time at this con because I know I will. I know I did. I know Matt did. And we'll give you guys a recap one of these weekends when we can both record again together. Definitely got to get a good recap of this.
Well, I could probably do some during the week because I'll be off during the week too.
Yeah.
So if there's any days during the week, I know Saturday I'll be busy. Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be busy, but like Thursday, Friday I'll probably have nothing planned.
Okay, we'll figure it out. It sounds good to me though. I can't stop thinking about this damn con, man. Like it's gonna be so freaking fun, and it's tomorrow. Like just think, by this time tomorrow, well, it's 8:50, so we'll be getting ready to leave the con. But still, by this time tomorrow, we'll be at the con.
That's right.
And I can't wait. I cannot freaking wait. I just gotta make sure. Which I'm not packing anything till tomorrow. Like once we're done recording, I'm gonna save this and all that stuff. But I'm gonna pack everything tomorrow, and yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Random horrorness or?
I'm just getting ready to. I'll probably start packing the main stuff that I want to get signed tomorrow. Just put it all in a specific spot. Like take this one off the shelf. Take this off the shelf. But I've got my battery packs charging up now. Gonna go through my quick checklist. Yeah, even though it's 3 days, I don't live that far, but I'd rather have it all with me than I need.
Oh hell yeah! Instead of get it all done, you know. Okay, I got a question for you because you guys go all 3 days because you don't live too far from there. Now, do you have like one day where you just get autographs and get that out the way?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay, cool. And then Saturday, Sunday is kind of just walking around, hanging out, talking.
Walking around, maybe get an autograph here and there if I want. Like usually I'll get the main ones first.
Okay.
On Friday because there's not that many people on a Friday.
Smart.
I'll get those main ones out of the way and I don't have to worry about staying in line. Versus, all right, I'm waiting in line. I could be doing something else.
Yeah. Which the lines move pretty good at this con though. I've noticed the past few years that I've been there, they do move pretty decent. But I do get what you're saying though. But yeah, that's a good idea though. Get your autographs knocked off on Friday, your big ones at least. And if there's extras and you're like, okay, I got the extra money, I still want to get these guys.
Yeah, then you get those later on. You don't want to get all your autographs done in one day. You take your time.
Yep.
Like so, you get your big major ones out of the way first, because you know on Saturday the line's going to be off the door on some of these people. Where boom.
Yeah.
Versus, all right, Friday there's not that many people. I can wait in line with 2 or 3 people, chat a little bit, good to go. And then go to the next one, and then Saturday, all right, here and there. And Sunday is kind of like the cleanup day.
Yep.
Some people won't be there, some people are. And you'll be like, hey, that was like $30 yesterday. I got $20 now. How about this? And you don't have to worry about taking it home.
That's
a lot of people are like, yeah, sure, whatever.
That's the good.
Like, nope.
That's the good thing about Sundays. I was there when me and my brother stayed out there. We stayed Saturday to Sunday. I was there one Sunday, and there was a lot of people that were like, we can let this go for such and such a price instead of what we were trying to sell for yesterday, pretty much, because they don't want to take that shit home. Yep. So that, depending on how my funds are throughout the weekend, if I got some extra money to spend on Sunday, I definitely will be. But it's tough though. It's one of those things where like you don't want to, like, I've never been there for the full weekend. It's one of those things where it's like for certain things you don't want to wait the whole weekend and hope that it's still going to be there. But at the same time, there's certain things where it's like, you know what, they have 76 of those, and it's Saturday. They sold, 2. You know what I mean? Like just.
Yep.
If it's something rare though, and you got the money, again, we've discussed this before. If you have the money, if it's something rare that you don't have in your collection that you know is a great price, you got to get it. And again, if I see Pamela Voorhees and it's a fair price, it's in my price range, I'm getting it. In box, I have to. Man.
Well, at least with you're early. You can walk around the con just to see what the vendors have.
That's true.
So you're gonna have a little bit of advantage.
But it also depends on how early every other vendor. Well, there'll be a few vendors there before me. I know that. I was gonna say it depends on how early they get there and how early they set up. But yeah, that's true. I'm glad you said that.
Jeez, without me, what do you got? No, just kidding.
I wouldn't have thought about that till I was there. Like, oh wait a minute, I'm good. I could just walk around.
Yeah, you could walk and talk to some of the vendors and be like, "Hey, I was just wondering, just out of curiosity, do you have that Pamela Anderson, Pamela Voorhees figure?"
That's a good idea. Do you have that Pamela Anderson figure? Sir, you're at the wrong con. No, I meant Voorhees. Sorry.
But then if you know they have the Pamela Voorhees figure, you'd be like, "Hey, what do you got? What do you want? Which one do you have?"
Mm-hmm.
And then they can show you and be like, "Well, right before the con opens, right when those doors open, you run over to that spot and be like, boom." Then you run back to your spot.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Or they say, "Hey, can I buy it right now?" A lot of times they'll be like, "Okay," because they're there.
Yeah. Hey.
And then you put it aside and you're good to go.
Yep. I like your thinking, Matt. I like your thinking.
Hey.
See that?
Any way to help a brother out, right?
Exactly. It's all about helping. It's all about helping each other out.
Damn right.
But shit, man. I guess we can wrap this one up though, man. Unless you got more to discuss.
I'm good.
All right. Well, in that case, thanks again for coming on. I'll definitely see you tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. And
oh yeah, man.
I want to talk to you real quick before we, after we end the episode.
Yep.
But again, thanks again for coming on, and go ahead and plug away.
Again, thank you very much for having me. I'm always glad to have you on. I'm always glad you invite me onto the show. I have a great time, and thank you. Again, if you haven't, please check out my YouTube channel, which is You and Your Horror Movies. It's also on Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, it's You and Your Horror Movies, all one word, no spaces. Thanks to Instagram with no spaces. Pain in the ass, but it works. I'm also on the Horrorphilia Network, which is a network for podcasting, where I'm in a podcast group called Cinema Attack, where we attack all kinds of cinema, not just horror, not just action, not just whatever, pretty much anything and everything, just about, but
porn.
Mostly horror. And yeah, please check those out. If you haven't, please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Let me know that in the comments that you heard it from here, so I know that you got it from the show. And if you're going to be at the con too, if you see me walking around, stop by and say hello, because I'm always open for conversation. I always like when people come up and start talking. It's great.
Except if you're wearing a red hoodie. Just kidding. But again, man, thank you a lot for coming on. This was literally short notice, last minute. I texted him at like 4:30. I was like, "Yo, Matt, you want to record later?" He's like, "Sure." So we recorded, and yeah. So on that note, again, like, share, subscribe this podcast, Horror with Sir Sturdy. Send me an email if you would like to be on this podcast, or if you would like to refer a horror conversation or movie. And I don't care what the title of the horror movie is. It could be crazy, it could be silly, it could be B-rated, Z-rated, or it could be a top shelf movie. Just let us know. We'll go through it. We'll review it. And again, an open challenge to anybody who really, really, really loved and enjoyed. What the fuck was that movie called?
Tales from the Hood 2.
Yeah. As for people who really enjoyed that, again, me and my brother Henry, we have an open challenge, an open debate, no hate, all love and all fun for horror for this movie. Matt stepped up. He said the movie was okay. But if you're somebody who really loves this movie and you want to debate it till the cows come home, wherever the hell that saying is, well, gosh golly, we can do it on here.
I'll join you too, So if you're afraid to and you need a little backup,
there you go.
I got your back.
He has your back. And
then if it gets really bad, I'm throwing you into the fire.
Boom.
Running away.
Yep. Yep, he is. But again, man, thanks for coming on. And shit, yeah, I'll
no
definitely
problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime, man, as you know. And everybody else, I'm not gonna I am not gonna bash the movie for the rest of this podcast, because this is the end of the podcast. So I will say this. I'll see you in your nightmares. And I know the last time me and Matt recorded, I said bring the hot sauce. The last time me and my cousin recorded, I said bring the fried chicken. Now I say bring the mac and cheese. Thank you. Bye-bye.